buckle up, because what went down on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta this September makes the Kardashians look like they're hosting a knitting circle at grandma's house. I'm talking betrayal, meltdowns, and the kind of chaos that makes you question if this is reality TV or a live-streamed apocalypse with wigs and lip gloss. These aren't just most watched moments, they're the kind of jaw-dropping disasters that make your ex's toxic text messages look wholesome. We're talking tears so heavy they could solve Georgia's drought, fights so wild Mike Tyson probably took notes, and confessions so messy even Maury said, "Yeah, I'm sitting this one out." September wasn't a month for Love and Hip Hop. It was a full-blown circus where every performer was armed with shade, receipts, and a lethal combo of Hennessy and heartbreak. And just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, boom, another secret spilled like cheap champagne on a velvet couch. So sit tight, because what I'm about to break down will have you screaming, laughing, and maybe questioning your own life choices. Welcome to the scandal roller coaster you never asked for, but can't look away from. September kicked off in Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta like a car crash you saw coming but couldn't stop. First up, we've got Rashida, the queen of Hold It Together. Except this time, sis couldn't hold anything. Not her tears, not her voice, and definitely not her patience. Imagine Beyoncé breaking down mid-concert, but instead of Halo, it's about cheating husbands and broken trust. That's the level of tragic we're talking here. The moment Rashida hit the stage with that trembling voice, Twitter lit up like a Christmas tree wired to a nuclear power plant. Fans were crying, fans were dragging Kirk, and fans were out here screenshotting every tear like it was the Zapruder film of reality TV. One user tweeted, "Rashida crying harder than my Wi-Fi after 3 devices stream Netflix." Savage, but not wrong. But wait, this wasn't just a sad little monologue. No, this was a Shakespearean meltdown. Rashida exposed the kind of behind-the-scenes dirt that makes producers giggle and executives pour champagne. She didn't just shade Kirk, she verbally body-slammed him into next week, talking about lies, betrayals, and the type of receipts CVS would charge extra ink for. Meanwhile, Kirk sat there with the same face people make when they get caught cheating on Monopoly. Defensive, but also dumbfounded because, bro, everyone saw the evidence. His excuse? The kind of weak denial that makes politicians look honest. "It's not what it looks like," he muttered, like he wasn't caught in 4K by his own wife. Kirk, my guy, even Stevie Wonder could see what it looked like. And speaking of Stevie J, oh, don't think he wasn't part of this month's circus. Our resident I did nothing wrong king popped up to offer his version of wisdom, which, let's be real, is like asking a raccoon how to keep your trash safe. He leaned in with the smooth talk, acting like the voice of reason, while literally being the reason half of Atlanta needed therapy. Fans clowned him instantly, memeing his calm-down face as if he was the Dalai Lama of dysfunction. But Rashida's tears weren't the only flood this month. Enter Spice, the dancehall queen who turns every scene into a Super Bowl halftime show. Spice didn't just pull up, she detonated. One second, she's smiling sweetly. The next, she's ripping into castmates with the precision of a surgeon and the brutality of a WWE chair slam. September belonged to Spice like Amazon sales belonged to Jeff Bezos. Her target this time? A certain cast member who thought they could slide under the radar with some slick comments. Bad idea. Spice dragged them so hard, even Delta Airlines considered charging for extra baggage. Her clapbacks were so vicious, people swore she had a ghostwriter feeding her lines. Nope, just raw talent and zero filter. Fans were eating it up like Popeye's sandwiches on launch day. Memes flooded TikTok. Instagram Reels looped her every eye roll, and Twitter crowned her Queen of September. One fan wrote, Spice doesn't argue, she delivers TED Talks with insults. And honestly, facts. But here's the kicker. While Rashida was drowning in tears and Spice was collecting souls, a whole different scandal was brewing in the shadows. A leak. Yes, you heard me. A leak bigger than the one that sank the Titanic. Allegedly, a certain cast member's private conversation about producers manipulating storylines hit the internet. And honey, it wasn't pretty. This wasn't your usual, oops, my mic was on slip-up. This was full-blown, the producers are puppeteers and we're the marionettes. The conversation spilled about staged fights, fake reconciliations, and even which moments were scripted word for word. Fans already suspected, but hearing it confirmed? That was like finding out Santa Claus moonlights as a mall cop named Carl. The fallout was immediate. Fans felt betrayed, like they'd been catfished by reality TV itself. One viral comment read, "So y'all mean to tell me Spice ain't really mad, she's just following a script?" The betrayal hit harder than a spoiler for Avengers Endgame. And of course, producers scrambled like cockroaches when the lights turn on. Official statements came out, all vague and corporate, like, "We value our cast's authenticity." Translation? "We just got caught red-handed and need to look innocent." But fans weren't buying it. If anything, the leak made them thirstier for the chaos. Because, let's be honest, even if it's scripted, this level of drama deserves an Emmy, a Grammy, and maybe a Nobel Peace Prize for keeping the internet distracted. By mid-September, the drama was so thick you could cut it with a butter knife and still get indigestion. Between Rashida's breakdown, Spice's clapback Olympics, and the storyline leak, viewers weren't just watching, they were addicted. Every new clip became a digital crackpipe of chaos, and fans kept coming back for another hit. And just when you thought September couldn't bring more, oh, buckle up! Because what came next made all of this look like child's play. If September started with tears, it quickly escalated into a full-blown demolition derby of egos, wigs, and Instagram captions. Because once the floodgates opened, Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta didn't just give us drama, it gave us plot twists so wild even Shonda Rhimes probably sat at home taking notes with popcorn. First up, let's talk about the explosive feud that turned social media into a gladiator arena. You know when a single clip drops, and suddenly the whole timeline is split into camps like it's the Civil War of reality TV? That was exactly what happened when Bambi and Scrappy's marital mess boiled over like a pot of ramen forgotten on the stove. Scrappy, in true "I'm innocent, I swear" fashion, tried to explain himself during a scene that was supposed to be chill. Instead, it went from 0 to 100 faster than Drake's career after Degrassi. One second he's like, "I just need space." And the next, Bambi is launching a verbal missile that could take down an entire NFL team. She accused him of lies, side chicks, and playing husband only when the cameras were on. Basically, she dragged him so hard, the man looked like he needed a chiropractor afterward. Fans didn't hold back either. Memes of Scrappy's lost puppy expression spread like wildfire. One viral caption read, "Scrappy looks like a kid who just got told Santa isn't real." Another, "Bambi just gave him a WWE smackdown without even leaving her chair." And honestly, accurate. But hold your edges, because that wasn't the only battlefield. Oh no, September gave us the Spice versus Erica Mina saga. And let me tell you, this wasn't just an argument. This was a cultural reset. This was so chaotic it made Kanye's Twitter rants look like bedtime stories. Here's how it went down. Erica thought she could pull her usual theatrics, accusing Spice of being fake and stirring the pot for the cameras. Bad move, because Spice doesn't argue like a regular castmate. Spice argues like the final boss in a video game. She came with energy, venom, and comebacks so sharp they could slice through steel. She called Erica out for hypocrisy. She mocked her crocodile tears, and at one point, she literally laughed in her face mid-argument. It was the kind of laugh villains in Marvel movies give right before they burn down the city. Fans lost their minds. Clips of Spice cackling trended harder than political scandals. And then, the insult heard around the world. Erica, in what might go down as one of the dumbest career moves in reality TV history, dropped a racist slur against Spice. Yep, she went there, on camera, on mic. In 2025, this wasn't just messy, this was career suicide with a side of flaming dumpster fire. The backlash was instant and merciless. Social media lit up with hashtags demanding Erica's removal. Fans were dragging her harder than thrift store jeans. VH1 had no choice but to respond, and let's just say the editing room couldn't save her this time. By the end of September, Erica was officially booted off the show, escorted out like the villain who underestimated the hero in every Disney movie. But here's where it gets juicier. Spice, instead of playing victim, doubled down and flipped the script. She used Erica's downfall as her own victory lap, posting videos, dropping subliminal shade on Instagram Lives, and basically turning Erica's cancellation into Spice's coronation. Fans crowned her queen of reality TV, and honestly, she deserves her throne, crown, and a seat at the United Nations for conflict resolution. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, other cast members scrambled to pick sides like this was Game of Thrones, Atlanta edition. Some were whispering that producers set Erica up. Others swore Spice orchestrated the whole showdown like a chess grandmaster. Either way, fans were glued, replaying the moment like it was the Zapruder film of reality television. And just when you thought the chaos peaked, oh, Baby, September had more gas in the tank. Enter Carly Red, the queen of eternal youth and eternal mess. She decided the month wasn't dramatic enough, so she whipped out her own bombshell. A mystery man reveal, because why not add fuel to a burning forest, right? Carly showed up flaunting her new relationship, but here's the gag. Fans immediately recognized the guy as someone else's ex. Yep, Carly was out here recycling boyfriends like soda cans, Twitter exploded. Memes of her being the Goodwill of relationships had everyone rolling. One viral post read, "Carly Red doesn't date men. She rents them out like DVDs." Another said, "Sis got more exes in rotation than Spotify playlists." Savage. But tell me they're lying. Her castmates weren't any nicer. Side eyes flew across the room like ninja stars. Spice herself giggled and whispered something shady, which of course the mics picked up, turning it into meme gold. Carly, being Carly, leaned into the drama, posting cryptic captions like, "Jealousy is love and hate at the same time." Girl, please. This isn't Shakespeare, it's love and hip-hop. But while Carly was busy trying to relaunch her dating life as a public stunt, another scandal hit, one that involved finances. Yes, money drama entered the chat. Rumors swirled that a certain cast member was in debt so deep, even Monopoly wouldn't let them pass go. Allegedly, unpaid taxes, shady business deals, and loans from people you don't borrow money from, if you like your kneecaps, were in play. Fans were floored. Some were sympathetic, others brutal. One viral comment, "How you got time to throw drinks on TV but not throw payments at the IRS?" Another, "Forget the reunion, this cast member needs an episode on Shark Tank." And speaking of reunions, September set the stage for one that's looking more like a heavyweight boxing match than a sit-down discussion. Every scandal, every clapback, every tear, it's all snowballing toward a reunion episode so explosive. I wouldn't be shocked if the studio has paramedics on standby. By the end of the month, the internet was drowning in recaps, memes, think pieces, and TikTok skits reenacting every meltdown. It wasn't just a reality show anymore. It was the cultural moment of September. Forget politics, forget sports, love and hip-hop. Atlanta had officially hijacked the timeline. And trust me, the consequences of this chaos, they were only just beginning to show by the time September wrapped up. Love and hip-hop. Atlanta wasn't just a show anymore. It was a cautionary tale, a soap opera, and a demolition derby all rolled into one messy masterpiece. The fallout from the scandals didn't just linger. It clung to the cast like cheap perfume that won't wash off no matter how many showers you take. First off, let's talk about Rashida, the emotional epicenter of the month. Her tear-soaked confession wasn't just a breakdown. It became a rallying cry. Fans swarmed her socials with hashtags like "Non-Protect Rashida" and "Kirk Ain't It." Suddenly, Rashida went from cast member to folk hero, the Joan of Arc of Atlanta reality TV. Except instead of leading troops into battle, she was leading Twitter threads and TikTok edits with sad music overlays. Kirk, on the other hand, became the internet's favorite villain. Every move he made after that breakdown was scrutinized harder than a politician's text messages. He'd post a photo smiling and boom, fans flooded the comments with clown emojis. Someone even photoshopped him into a circus tent with the caption, "Ringmaster of Lies." Brutal? Yes. Deserved? Also, yes. Then there's Spice, who basically walked out of September like Thanos snapping his fingers. Her feud with Erica Mena didn't just cancel Erica, it elevated Spice to untouchable status. Brands started sniffing around her like hungry sharks. Memes turned her into a cultural icon, and fans were calling for her to have her own spin-off. Imagine a Spice-centered show. Ratings would skyrocket faster than Elon Musk's blood pressure on Twitter. Meanwhile, Erica Mena's reputation crumbled faster than a stale cookie. She went from messy fan favorite to public enemy #1 overnight. Losing her spot on the show was just the beginning. Sponsorships dropped her like she was hot garbage. Former fans lit up her Instagram comments like a fireworks display, demanding apologies she never quite delivered. Even other celebs chimed in, with some calling her out directly. When your industry peers drag you harder than the fans, you know the game is over. And while Erica tried to spin things by dropping cryptic posts about being misunderstood, the internet wasn't buying it. One viral reply summed it up perfectly. Misunderstood? Girl, we understood you perfectly. That's the problem. Ouch. But the consequences weren't just personal, they were professional. Love and hip-hop. Atlanta producers suddenly found themselves at the center of a storm. That leaked audio about staged storylines had fans demanding transparency. Are we watching reality or are we watching WWE with wigs? One viral comment asked. The pressure was so heavy, producers had to promise the reunion would be raw and unedited. Yeah, right. Raw and unedited like a salad smothered in ranch dressing. Still, the mess did what it always does. Boosted ratings. September's chaos turned into record-breaking viewership numbers. Fans couldn't look away. It was like watching a car wreck where the car was on fire, spinning, and also blasting Drake's greatest hits. You wanted to stop, but you physically couldn't. The cast, of course, milked the fallout for every drop of clout. Carly Redd leaned harder into her Mystery Man saga, dropping not-so-subtle hints about an engagement just to keep her name trending. Scrappy tried to rebrand himself as the good guy misunderstood, but fans weren't having it. Bambi's side eyes and Spice's laugh made sure his narrative was DOA. And then came the reunion teasers. Lord have mercy. The clips they dropped made September's drama look like preschool nap time. Chairs were thrown, wigs were snatched, and security looked more stressed than TSA agents during holiday travel. If September was the appetizer, the reunion was shaping up to be the 5-course meal of chaos. But here's the thing. The aftermath wasn't just about the cast. It was about the culture. Love and hip-hop has always been messy, but September proved it was also a mirror, reflecting everything wild about fame, social media, and modern relationships. Fans weren't just entertained, they were invested, emotionally dragging these people through the mud like unpaid interns at a gossip blog. By the end of the month, the reputations were clear. Rashida, sympathetic queen of resilience. Kirk, unredeemable clown, prince of lies. Spice, undefeated heavyweight. Champion of shade, Erica Mena. Cancelled with no return. Policy, Carly Redd. Chaos agent for life. Scrappy, confused background. Character in his own story. And the audience? We were the real winners, clutching popcorn, tweeting memes, and living for every second of the circus. September wasn't just a month for Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta. It was the month that cemented the show as the reigning monarch of televised chaos. And just when you think it's over, remember this. In Love and Hip Hop, there's always another scandal waiting in the wings. Someone's phone is about to get hacked. Someone's relationship is about to implode. And someone's career is about to be reborn from the ashes like a shady phoenix. Stay tuned! Smash that like button like it owes you money! Comment your fave meltdown, Rashida's tears, Spice's villain laugh, Erica's downfall, or Carly's recycled boyfriend. Subscribe! We drop scandals faster than Kirk drops excuses. Share the chaos, infect your group chat, and tell Grandma Spice ended Erica with one laugh. Here at Celeb Rux, scandals never sleep. The tea's always boiling, and the drama is realer than reality.